Welcome to RadioAI.ca. The format for today's show is as follows. First, an introduction by our narrator, Redwell. Then we provide representative comments culled from over 2,000 real comments and actual American opinions. Following the comments meant to represent how Americans feel about the topic, we turn to the respected opinion of Judgy Judgerston, our judicial and legal consultant. Enjoy the show.
In the heart of Russia, amidst the clangs of machinery and the hum of progress, a political landscape shifts with the announcement of Alexei Navalny's demise. Vladimir Putin, the seasoned leader at the helm, exudes an air of invincibility as he addresses workers and students in Chelyabinsk, a city pulsating with industrial fervor. Navalny, once a formidable rival to Putin's power, now lies silent, his absence echoing across the political spectrum. Yet, in Putin's realm, optimism abounds, buoyed by recent victories on both domestic and international fronts. As Ukraine's struggles persist and opposition voices are swiftly stifled, Putin stands unchallenged, his dominance palpable. The recent encounter with Tucker Carlson, a notable moment of international recognition, only solidifies Putin's aura of authority. Even sanctions, imposed by adversaries abroad, serve to fortify his position, boosting economic prospects at home. Within Russia's borders, dissent is met with swift retribution. Navalny's demise serves not only as a reminder of Putin's supremacy, but also as a warning to those who dare oppose him. The Kremlin's grip tightens, leaving little room for dissent as political rivals are sidelined and voices of opposition silenced. Yet, amidst the facade of strength, whispers of caution linger. Navalny's legacy, his martyrdom, threatens to unsettle the regime's carefully constructed facade. As Moscow mourns in subdued tones, fears of unrest simmer beneath the surface, a stark reminder of a nation transformed since the tumultuous days of protest in 2022. For the opposition, the road ahead is fraught with uncertainty. Navalny's absence leaves a void yet to be filled, his influence casting a long shadow over Russia's political landscape. And as the West grapples with the implications of Navalny's demise, alliances once thought secure now teeter on the brink of collapse. In the corridors of power, whispers of discontent grow louder. Russian business executives watch nervously as political alliances unravel, fearing the repercussions of Navalny's death on the international stage. And as calls for a stronger response to Putin's regime echo across the globe, the world braces itself for the uncertain future that lies ahead.
And now, folks, the opinions that really represent America.
This is the Russia held up as shining beacon by the far-right wackos in this country. Make no mistake, they're looking to create a similar nation here. Vote like your life depends upon it, because it may very well be true.
In the course of 1 week, Trump urged Russia to attack NATO countries. Tucker Carlson said Moscow was better than any American city. Mike Flynn goes on his church tour praising Russia's strength. And now this.
It's all connected. This death was likely a reminder to Putin's patsies Lindsey Graham or Ron Johnson that they need to be Russia's friend.
Lindsey Graham is gay, and Putin has proof of it and dangles it like a carrot in front of him. That's my theory.
And he's too much of a coward to come out if so.
Come on, Lindsey, it's 2024, sheesh.
It's most likely much worse than just being gay. Maybe the age of his dates?
Ladybugs.
Putin already has copies of every NDA Lindsey has ever had, his former, intern sign.
You forgot to mention the new intel about their space weapons. They cannot keep up with the USA militarily, but they are building weapons to take out our advantages. How will our missiles target if they take out our GPS?
You need to do more research about satellite and space warfare. I wouldn't worry about Russia taking out our GPS network.
And worst of all, Moscow Mike Johnson blocks all aid to Ukraine. Edited.
The U.S. government is appropriately criticizing Putin for the tragic death of Navalny. However, the U.S. is presently causing Julian Assange, another political prisoner, to be incarcerated because of an extradition order by the U.S. I would hope that Biden will see the hypocrisy in that, and direct that the extradition order be withdrawn. Recognizing that a political prisoner should not be held indefinitely would show that Biden is different and better than Putin. Edited.
A false equivalence.
Yours is the first comment that has the Navalny's name in it. Thanks for that. Nice to know who the article is about.
Assange is another Putin tool, not a journalist.
What absolute rubbish. Exposing atrocities by any military group does not make Assange a Russian asset. Exposing the deliberate murder of 18 people in Iraq, including civilians, by a helicopter gunship is simply exposing something that was against the rules of war and unconscionable on every level. Are you saying if NYT had gained that footage, they wouldn't have released it? Assange has suffered appallingly in the UK. It's time to bring him home. The Australian Parliament passed a motion 82-40 during this week supporting the immediate release of Assange. Assange is no Navalny, but his status just may be elevated to that if he's sent to America.
Navalny was a Russian hero in every sense. His courage and bravery transcends national boundaries. His death is just another evil black mark on Putin. Stalin was a monster. In what should be more enlightened era right now, where we know that war ultimately has no winners, Putin's actions has thrown the world back to chaos. And most of the GOP in the thralls of a wannabe, incompetent dictator are nothing but supporters of Putin and traitors to the ideal of an American democracy.
Assange is a Russian asset and has been for years.
To Putin and the many mini-Putin wannabes here in the U.S., I say you will age, become feeble and die. You will pass into the black void only to be remembered as a thug and scum. It can't happen soon enough.
In Russia, the evil liar is supreme leader, the source of endless violence against his own people, not to mention Ukraine. His chief opponent, a highly intelligent, steadfast, and impossibly courageous man, dies in an Arctic prison after over 300 days in solitary confinement.
In America, the chief opponent of the evil liar and promoter of violence is the President of the United States. Our President is supported by our courageous prosecutors, our courts, and our slow but relentless system of justice. Let's keep it that way.
Yes, I can see why the GQP admires Putin.
Agree.
I hope all people note the contrast of how life under an authoritarian despot deals with its problems of corruption and how a democracy deals with its crooks. Navalny died trying to prove the Putin regime's corruption to the Russian people. Trump got nailed for hundreds of millions of dollars, and more on the way, and in many instances from a jury of his peers.
Choose democracy. Vote blue all the way.
How can the far right in our country be so clueless, so downright dumb?
It's not stupidity, it's money from Russia that keeps the GOP on a leash.
Putin looks at America and sees decay and weakness. It is why he killed Navalny. He is making a statement. Even the dumbest among us must realize it is not a coincidence. More than anything else, Vladimir Putin is looking for weakness, and he sees plenty of it. Steve Schmidt. Look no further than our Congress.
Make no mistake, they are looking to create a similar nation here.
The Democrats beat us to it. If we had a Siberia, Joe Biden, would be sending Trump there right now.
Trump recently said if elected, he would tell Putin to do whatever the hell he wants to do to other countries in Europe. The death of the courageous dissident Navalny is an example of how Putin kills his enemies and anyone who advocates for democracy or challenges his power. We can never elect Trump, who has told us what he would allow Putin to do. Biden is the only person we have standing in the way of Trump's dangerous plans. Get over whatever reservations you have about his age and vote to re-elect Biden if you value our freedom and democracy.
Amen.
Do you think it might make sense to make a donation to the Dem Party, Barbara?
Good sense.
I suspect that the timing of Navalny's death and the statement by Trump are related. I suspect that Putin expects Trump to win, fairly or not, and he's preparing for taking a larger advantage of it this time than last.
I think it has more to do with the Russian election a month from now, but both can be true.
And Putin would likely feel no hesitation to reach outside of Russia to assassinate his opponents. Yes, he has been pretty brazen in the past, but if Trump wins, there would be no safe place from which to question Putin's vile behavior.
Thank you all for the comments. Looks like some emotions were stirred up there. And now, the Honorable Judgy Judgerston.
Last night, I received a call from my wife, who is currently visiting friends in another city. She excitedly shared with me that we've been invited to spend the March break at our Florida home, where she'll already be staying for a month. We'll be flying in for 2 weeks with our grandchildren, which means I'll have the opportunity to take them to Disney World for the very first time. Our Florida residence boasts a prime location across the street from the ocean and features a spacious pool in the complex, ensuring that the kids will have an amazing time. We're planning to indulge them, creating cherished memories that will last a lifetime. While I eagerly anticipate this trip and the joy it will bring, even if just for a moment, I can't help but pause and consider the somber reality of recent events. As I watch a video clip of the ruthless Vladimir Putin, I can't shake off the nagging concern about his future plans. It's unsettling to think about the potential consequences of his unchecked ambitions, especially in light of recent developments involving Navalny and his family. The thought of Putin's growing influence, particularly within the Republican Party, is deeply troubling. Should they gain control in the upcoming election, the implications could be dire, leading to widespread condemnation and a potential erosion of our rights. My experiences in Guatemala, where I witnessed firsthand the atrocities of oppression under Senora Blanca's regime, serve as a stark reminder of the importance of safeguarding democracy. She owned 4,000 slaves, all of which were indigenous Czech origin. I saw the look of absolute misery and horror on their faces as they descended the steep plateaus carrying 120-pound bags of corn all day long. This would be us, under tyranny. How bad can tyranny be? The historical policy of primo nocturne, allowing English kings to grant soldiers the first night with newlywed brides, illustrates the dangers of unchecked power. As I glance at the photo of my grandchildren on my desk, I'm reminded of the urgency to act, to ensure a brighter future for them. It's clear to me that dismantling the MAGA wing of the Republican Party is a crucial step in protecting our democratic values. Who will stand with me in this endeavor?